这段珍贵录像拍摄于1967年，记录了李小龙展示真功夫全过程。以下画面均为真实录像。在大赛上，李小龙展示了无影拳，速度快如闪电，在出拳的一瞬间，即使是当时最为先进的摄影机画面下也能打出残影。试问这样的出拳速度，又有几人能做到？这是李小龙的变线踢，速度快而灵活。此腿法目前很多职业拳手依旧在效仿，可见非常实用。这是李小龙绝技腿法，凌空三连踢。短短2秒钟内，李小龙可以踢出3腿。把镜头放慢后，李小龙甚至可以在空中完成换腿动作。
这是1967年李小龙受邀参加国际空手道大赛的影像。作为拳术展示嘉宾，李小龙在全世界面前演示了不可思议的拳法以及超乎寻常的实战能力。画面中，李小龙身穿一袭黑色服装，站在舞台中央，自信大方地介绍着中国功夫。他表示，中国功夫才是世界上所有武术的发源地。对此，现场许多人都嗤之以鼻，纷纷发出质疑的声音。为了让这些老外闭嘴，李小龙挑选了一位美国佬，并让徒弟对其进行击打。画面中，李小龙徒弟使出全身气力，一拳击打过去，美国佬只是后退了几步。而当李小龙对其进行拳击时，全球武术界都为之震惊。只见李小龙站在美国佬的面前，在他耳边讲述一定要拿稳护板，因为自己的拳头和常人不一样，沙包大的拳头普通人无法承受。说完注意事项后，李小龙比划着出拳动作，而后一拳打出，美国佬瞬间消失在镜头外。随着镜头放大，才发现此时的美国佬已被击飞足足数米之远。透过慢镜头的回放，才发现李小龙并没有使全力，而是保留了部分力气。接下来是李小龙的实战影像，画面中用白绳缠背的人是李小龙，和他对战的则是空手道黑带段位高手罗里士。罗里士曾在1964年世界空手道大赛上打败过7届空手道冠军。比赛开始，罗里士先以侧踢进攻，却被李小龙一个侧踹迅速截击，这实则是融汇了咏春的招式，以打为消。接着罗里士一组连环踢，并转身摆拳攻击李小龙，但被李小龙轻易化解。面对罗里士的猛攻，李小龙从容应对。此时罗里士突然直拳进攻，李小龙后闪，并迅速击中了罗里士的头部，或许是力度太大，这位空手道冠军被打得有点懵，甩了一下头。随即罗里士继续进攻，一套组合拳夹腿攻击，李小龙后闪，并抬腿击中了对方的头部。此时的罗里士已经不敢再轻易进攻，而是不断用假动作来试探李小龙。突然罗里士左手佯攻，右手猛攻，但李小龙反应速度太快，罗里士拳头刚出一半，李小龙将其放倒，并迅速猛击罗里士头部。因为是友谊赛，李小龙并未出力，但此时罗里士从气势上已经完败，接下来的数次进攻都没有先前强势。最终这场比赛被李小龙轻易拿下，并让世界都记住了中国功夫。而李小龙也凭借着一己之力打破了外国人对华人的歧视，进一步提升了华人在世界的影响力。
The word superstar really turned me off, and I'll tell you why. Because the word star, man, is an illusion. It's something what the public calls you. You should look upon oneself as an actor, man. I mean, you would be very pleased if somebody say, hey man, you are a super actor. It is much better than, superstar. But I think the word star I do not look upon myself as a star. I really don't. I mean, believe me, man, when I say it.
You still think of yourself Chinese, or do you ever think of yourself as North American?
You know what I want to think of myself? As a human being. Because, I don't want to sound like, as Confucius say, but under the sky, under the heaven, man, there was but one family. It just so happened, man, that people are different.
What are your thoughts when facing an opponent?
There is no opponent.
And why is that?
Because the word I does not exist.
So, continue.
A good fight should be like a small play, but played seriously. A good martial artist does not become tense, but ready. Not thinking, yet not dreaming. Ready for whatever may come. When the opponent expands, I contract. when it contracts, I expand. And when there is an opportunity, I do not hit. It hits all by itself.
Well, it's a kind of a slow form of exercise, which is called Tai Chi Chuan. I was speaking Mandarin just now.
Yeah.
Cantonese Tai Chi Chuan. Okay?
I see.
And it's more of an exercise for the elderly, not so much for the
Give me a
young.
demonstration. Show me. Can you do it? A little bit of it? Just.
I mean, the hand-wise is very slow.
Oh, is it?
And you push it out, but all the time you are keeping the continuity going. Bending, stretching, everything. You just keep it moving.
Looks like a ballet dancer there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to them, you see, the idea is running water never grows stale. So you gotta just keep on flowing. If you try to remember, you will lose. Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. Put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or creep or drip or crash. Be water, my friend. You want to learn the way to win, but never to accept the way to lose. To accept defeat. To learn to die is to be liberated from it. So when tomorrow comes, you must free your ambitious mind and learn the art of dying.
Who's this strange fellow on the bicycle here?
I think his name is Bruce Lee. Looks very familiar as Kato.
Well, do you need any help?
Yeah, a little gung fu going on around here.
What is Kung Fu, Bruce?
Well, Kung Fu is a Chinese form of combat. Arts like karate or jiu-jitsu derived from Kung Fu.
Now, you're originally from San Francisco, right?
Well, not really. Originally, I'm from Hong Kong.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's
59,
close.
I came over.
Halfway around the world.
Yes.
But don't you have some karate schools or something in San Francisco? I'm not up on you, really.
In Oakland, really.
In Oakland?
Yeah.
And did you open up a school down here or what?
Oh, no, not yet. Because, every day we're shooting and, it's pretty busy.
Okay, what is the difference between Kung Fu and karate?
Well, the main difference, I would say, in my school is it's more offensive.
So it offends you more.
Our attack and defense are simultaneous. There's no passive defense.
Now, you're Kato, of course. Is this your first crack at acting?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, first job.
Very well, too.
My friends, I once believed power came from the perfection of movement. I spent years hardening my fists, conditioning my body, mastering every technique. But one night, after pushing my body beyond exhaustion, I understood something that shattered everything I knew. Your deadliest opponent isn't standing across from you in combat. It's the voice in your mind that whispers, impossible. Master your mind, and reality itself becomes your weapon. Fail to master it, and even perfect technique becomes useless. The secret I discovered that night, it will change how you see power forever. When I was 18, I faced a fight that changed me forever. My opponent wasn't particularly strong or skilled, but I was consumed by anger, by the need to prove myself. Despite all my training, all my physical preparation, I won. But I felt defeated. My techniques were perfect, yet my victory felt hollow. I had let my emotions master me instead of mastering them. You see, every day, millions of people go through life like I did then, physically capable, but mentally imprisoned. Their minds race with doubt, fear, and anger. They try to fight external battles while a war rages within. I spent years studying the greatest fighters, thinking they would teach me the secret of true power. But the real secret was in understanding this. Your body can achieve what the mind believes, and not an ounce more. I discovered that mental mastery isn't about suppressing thoughts or controlling emotions. It's about understanding them. Like understanding the flow of energy in combat. When you face an opponent, tension makes you rigid, makes you predictable. The same happens in life. Your inner tensions, your mental resistance, they make you blind to opportunities, deaf to wisdom. Let me tell you about a day that taught me the essence of mental mastery. A master served me tea, pouring until my cup overflowed. As the hot liquid spilled across the table, he spoke words that struck me like lightning. Like this cup, your mind is too full to receive anything new. I was furious at first. I, Bruce Lee, being told my mind was full. But in that anger, I proved him right. That lesson followed me into every fight, every training session. I realized I was carrying a cup full of everything I thought I knew about combat, about life. My predetermined stances, my fixed positions, my rigid beliefs, they were all limiting me. To truly grow, I had to first empty my cup. Watch a child learn, my friends. They don't carry preconceptions. They don't say that's impossible, or that's not how it's done. Their cup is empty, so they absorb everything, achieve things we adults call impossible. This is the secret of mental mastery. You must first become empty. Empty of fear, empty of limitations, empty of your own thoughts about what you can and cannot do. Only then can you become like water. Do you know why water is unstoppable? Because it has no mind of its own, no preconceptions about where it should or shouldn't flow. It simply is. This is the state your mind must reach. Water, my greatest teacher. In my countless hours of training, I observed its nature. In stillness, it reflects reality perfectly, showing truth without distortion. In motion, it adapts instantly, never struggling against obstacles, yet wearing away the hardest stone. I remember a fight that taught me this deeply. My opponent was stronger, heavier, his attacks like a mountain bearing down on me. Instead of meeting force with force, I remembered water. When he struck high, I flowed low. When he was rigid, I became fluid. Not just my body, my mind became like water. No anger, no fear, no thought of winning or losing. Just pure adaptation. But listen carefully, my friend, for this goes far beyond combat. Life throws obstacles in your path. Rejection, failure, loss. Most people crash against these obstacles, becoming bitter, becoming hard. But water never crashes. It flows, adapts, finds a new path. When blocked, it doesn't struggle or force. It simply flows another way, always moving forward, always reaching its destination. This is true mental mastery. Your mind must learn to flow around obstacles, to seep through the cracks of any challenge, to reshape itself for any container life puts you in. Become like water, and no obstacle can stop your progress. No challenge can break your spirit. The greatest discovery came to me through pain. A back injury that left me bedridden for 6 months. In those dark moments, when I couldn't move, couldn't train, I learned something profound. My body had always been my identity, my strength. But forced into stillness, I discovered a deeper truth. Most see the mind and body as separate things. This is the greatest illusion. When I punch, it is not my fist that breaks the board. It is my mind, expressing itself through my fist. When I kick, it is not my leg generating power. It is my will, manifesting through my leg. I remember returning to training after my injury. For the first time, I moved not from physical strength, but from complete unity. My mind, didn't command my body. They became one force, one expression. A punch was no longer just a punch. It was a complete manifestation of my entire being. This unity, my friends, is the source of all true power. In your daily battles, in your moments of challenge, stop trying to force your body to obey your mind. Instead, let them flow as one river, one force, one unstoppable expression of your true self. Now, my friends, let me share with you the path I discovered. The methods I'm about to teach you are simple, yet they will challenge everything you think you know about mental training. Start each day with the mirror exercise. Stand before your reflection. Empty your mind completely and focus on a single movement. Not just the physical action, but feel the intention behind it. The energy flowing through you, the perfect unity of thought and motion. When your mind wanders, and it will, don't fight it. Remember the water. Let the distraction flow past you. Throughout your day, practice what I call the bamboo mind. When storms of emotion rise, bend like bamboo. Don't resist, don't break. Simply yield while keeping your root. I practice this in every moment, whether I'm training, writing in my journal, or even eating. Every action becomes an opportunity for mastery. Your greatest enemy will be impatience. People want instant results, instant mastery. But true power grows like a mighty tree, slowly, steadily, its roots growing deeper each day. Focus not on the ultimate goal, but on being present in each moment of practice. This is the secret of lasting change. Let me return to that moonlit night in my queen, when this truth first struck me like lightning. I had spent years seeking power through perfection. Perfect technique, perfect form, perfect strength. But in that moment of complete exhaustion, when all my physical mastery fell away, I understood the ultimate truth. Your mind is not just a tool to be sharpened. It is not just a weapon to be mastered. It is the very source of who you are, the wellspring from which all power flows. When you truly understand this, you will see that every limitation in your life was self-imposed. Every barrier, an illusion. The greatest fight you will ever face is not in any ring, not against any opponent. It is the daily battle to transcend yourself. Like water carving through mountains, your mind has the power to reshape reality itself. Not through force, but through persistence, through understanding, through becoming one with the flow of life itself. Remember this, my friends, in the end, all mastery is self-mastery. Empty your cup, flow like water, unite body and mind, and you will discover that the only true limit is the one you choose to believe in. I remember the exact moment fear nearly paralyzed me. Not in a fight, as you might expect, but when I first arrived in America with only $100 in my pocket. Everything I knew, gone. Everything I had built, left behind. You feel it too, don't you? That tightness in your chest when facing the unknown. Society tells you to suppress it, to run from it, but they're all wrong. Fear isn't your enemy. It's the greatest gift you'll ever receive, if you know how to use it. And today, I will show you exactly how I learned to transform fear into unstoppable power. Growing up in Hong Kong, I was no stranger to fear. The streets were my teacher, and every confrontation taught me something profound. But it wasn't the fights that scared me most. It was the fear of not becoming who I was meant to be. That fear followed me everywhere, whispering doubts in my ear with every step I took. Many people look at me and think I've transcended fear, that I've somehow become fearless. This is perhaps the most dangerous misconception. The goal is not to be fearless. Such a state doesn't exist. Even the mightiest warrior feels fear. The difference lies in how they interpret it. Let me share something I've never told many people. Courage isn't about not feeling fear. Courage is feeling the full force of your fear and moving forward anyway. Every time I stepped into a challenge, every time I faced an opponent, fear was my companion. But instead of fighting against it, I learned to listen to it. Here's what I discovered. Fear is nothing but energy. Raw, powerful, primal energy. When you feel fear, what you're really feeling is an enormous surge of potential power. Your heart beats faster, your senses sharpen, your body prepares for action. This isn't weakness. This is your body channeling ancient wisdom, preparing you for greatness. Think about it. When you feel afraid, you are at your most alert, your most alive. Every cell in your body is awakened, ready, waiting. Most people waste this energy by trying to suppress it or run from it. But what if I told you that this very energy could become your greatest source of power? I spent years studying not just martial arts, but the very nature of energy itself. And I can tell you with absolute certainty, the energy of fear is identical to the energy of excitement, of breakthrough, of transformation. The only difference is in how you direct it. The first principle I discovered is what I call centered acceptance. Most people misunderstand what acceptance truly means. In 1966, I suffered a serious back injury while weight training. The doctors told me I might never kick again. For weeks, I raged against this reality, denying it, fighting it. And in that resistance, I created a second injury. Not physical, but spiritual. My mind became my prison. One evening, lying immobile, I watched a spider build its web near my window. When wind disturbed one section, the spider didn't fight the damage or abandon its work. It simply integrated the new reality, adjusted its approach, and continued building around the disruption. Neither resisting nor surrendering. This is the essence of centered acceptance, not passive resignation, but active integration of reality exactly as it is. Consider how most people react when faced with unexpected change. They resist. They say, "This shouldn't be happening." They exhaust themselves fighting against what already is. How much energy is wasted in this futile resistance? Acceptance is often mistaken for weakness, for giving up. This is a profound misunderstanding. True acceptance requires tremendous strength, the courage to face reality without illusion or denial. It is not saying, "I cannot change this." It is saying, "This is what exists right now, and from this point, I will work." I discovered a question that transformed my practice. Can I accept this moment exactly as it is, without adding my demands to it? During my recovery, I stopped fighting against my injury and began working with it. I developed new techniques that accommodated my limitations. I explored hand movements with unprecedented focus. What began as catastrophe became opportunity, precisely because I accepted it fully. Remember, resignation collapses inward, acceptance expands outward. Resignation says, "I am powerless." Acceptance says, "Within these conditions, what remains possible?" Resignation is an end. Acceptance is a beginning. This principle became the foundation for everything that followed. Without centered acceptance, the mind remains in conflict with reality, creating tension that makes inner peace impossible. With acceptance, you establish the solid ground upon which all other aspects of inner mastery can be built.